Hello Matujima and you're watching Hornbill TV. Imagine a visitor who has long wanted to visit Nagaland and experience the culture of Nagaland and explore its districts. Travel plans are made, tickets are booked and expectations are high. But before arrival, there is an additional requirement. A special permit is needed to enter the state. For Indian citizens, this is not an issue. However, for foreign nationals, entry into Nagaland requires what is known as the Protected Area Permit or PAP. Today, we look at why the state government is pressing the centre in Delhi to remove what is called the Protected Area Permit or PAP. We will explain what this permit is, how it affects people running homestays and taxi services, and what the latest developments are from Delhi. Let's begin. Before we go further, we need to understand the rule at the heart of this debate. The Protected Area Permit or PAP is a special document that foreign nationals need to enter our state and other parts of the Northeast. Think of it as an extra lock on our main door. If a foreigner wants to see the Taj Mahal or party in Goa, they just need a normal Indian visa. They land, they go. Simple. But if that same foreigner wants to visit Kohima, Mokokchung, Mon, they cannot just show up. They have to first apply for permission weeks in advance. Tell the government exactly which villages they will visit. Stick to that plan strictly. If they land in Dimapur and think, hey, let's go explore Twensang on a whim, they cannot. The system says no. If you want to know where and how to apply for PAP, then foreign nationals who wish to visit Nagaland and other parts of the Northeast covered by the Protected Area Permit must apply for the PAP after they arrive in India. The application is normally submitted through the Foreigner Regional Registration Office FRRO system, an official online portal for foreign visitor clearance. Common ways to apply include online through the Indian FRRO portal once the visitor has landed in India, at FRRO offices in major Indian cities such as Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Amritsar, Hyderabad and Bangalore, through Indian embassies or consulates abroad before travelling in some cases. Travel agents or tour operators often help foreign visitors with the process because the PAP needs to be approved before entering the restricted areas. Once issued, the PAP is checked when the visitor enters a protected area such as Nagaland. Now, why does this rule exist? The answer lies in history, and it is a history we know all too well. This law was made back in 1958. That was a difficult time for our parents and grandparents. There was conflict. The government in Delhi was worried about the borders with Myanmar and China. They were worried about security. So they created the PAP to control who enters and leaves the hills. For decades, Nagaland remained under the strict rule. But here is where the story gets interesting for us. In 2010, things actually changed for the better. The government relaxed the rules. For years, foreign tourists could visit Nagaland without this headache. Why did this happen? The security situation improved. The ceasefires held. Peace talks were ongoing. In people's eye, Nagaland changed from a place of conflict to culture. Then, in December 2024, Delhi suddenly changed its mind. The Ministry of Home Affairs reimposed a PAP on Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. The reason given was growing security concerns. Imagine a door that was open for 14 years being suddenly shut in the face of someone who wants to come and spend money in Nagaland's market. That is how it felt. To understand how strict this rule is, let me give you a recent example. In November 2025, an American religious leader named Dr. Reverend Franklin Graham planned to visit Kohima. He was invited by the people of Nagaland for a prayer program. This was not a spy. This was a guest invited by Nagas. But under the PAP rules, he was denied entry. He could not get permission in time. This incident showed everyone, including the people running businesses, just how rigid and damaging the system has become. If a well-known religious leader with an invitation can't get in, what chances does an ordinary tourist have? The Nagaland government is pressing to revoke or remove the PAP, first to boost tourism and economic growth. Nagaland has been emerging as a growing destination for tourists, especially foreign visitors. Tourism has become a key source of employment, revenue and economic activity, particularly during events like the Hornbill Festival. The PAP, by making entry complicated and slow, risks discouraging visitors and harming the tourism sector, which is crucial for jobs and income. Second, to reduce bureaucratic hurdles for visitors. Under the PAP regime, foreign tourists must apply for permits weeks ahead of travel, specify exact plans and stick to them. This administrative burden makes simple travel difficult, and even invited guests have faced delays or denial of entry due to processing issues. Third, because Nagaland's security situation is more stable now, state leaders argue that Nagaland's law and order environment is peaceful and that the strict travel restrictions are no longer justified on security grounds. They said the state's specific context should be considered separately from other regions where security concerns remain higher. Fourth, to strengthen cultural exchange and global ties. Relaxing PAP would make it easier for artists, scholars, festival participants, and cultural ambassadors to travel and showcase Nagaland's heritage internationally. This, the state government says, would help project India's rich cultural diversity to the world. Fifth, because the restrictions were previously eased, Nagaland, along with some neighboring states, had seen PAP relaxed for over a decade starting in 2010, helping tourism and cultural exchange. The reimposition of PAP in 2024 is viewed by the state government as a reversal of progress that now needs to be reconsidered. In official appeals, including letters to Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the state has maintained that while national security is important, Nagaland's unique situation and peaceful conditions justify a permanent or tailored lift of PAP requirements. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nipirio, did not take this lying down. He has been fighting this for a long time, some say nearly 15 years. Let us look at the timeline of the state government's efforts. January 6, 2025, the state cabinet met and decided to formally ask the centre to remove the PAP. January 22, 2025, the government sent an official letter to the Ministry of Home Affairs. March 27, 2025, another cabinet meeting, another decision to pursue the matter. July and September 2025, the CM wrote follow-up letters again requesting relaxation. November 28, 2025, just days before the Hornbill Festival, the CM wrote an urgent letter to the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. He reminded him that Nagaland has been a loyal partner for decades. He appealed as a friend and ally. December 16, 2025 and February 3, 2026, the cabinet continues to discuss the issue. They refuse to give up. This is not just politics. This is the leadership standing up for the taxi drivers, weavers and hotel owners. Now, here is the most recent update. This happened just recently. On February 5, 2026, Chief Minister Nipirio led a high-level delegation to New Delhi. This was not a small group. It included the Deputy Chief Minister, other cabinet ministers and even Member of Parliament. They went to meet the top leaders, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. The most important meeting was with Amit Shah. The CM raised the PAP issue once again. He explained how Nagaland is suffering. He showed that the state has been peaceful and that tourists are staying away because of this rule. And what was the response? According to reports, the Union Home Minister assured the delegation that the matter would be positively looked into. Now, positively looked into is not the same as yes, it is removed. But it is a sign that Delhi is finally listening to us. It is a small door opening. And because of these, the state government has now formed a special subcommittee led by the CM himself to keep pushing. To understand why people care so much about this, look no further than the biggest festival, the Hornbill Festival. Every December, the hills of Kohima come alive. It is Nagaland's time to shine. All 17 tribes come together and show Nagaland's culture and tradition to the rest of the world. Let us look at some numbers from Hornbill 2025 to understand the impact. The total number of people who attended was 2,14,493 in 2025. That is over 2 lakh people. Let me break that down. Local visitors, our own people from the districts, 1,55,535. Domestic tourists, Indians from other states, 56,431. Foreign tourists, 2,528. Look at those numbers closely. Foreign tourists are only about 1.1% of the total crowd. The festival is mostly sustained by Nagas traveling from their home districts and by fellow Indians. This creates a strange situation. The government fights hard to remove the PAP so that more foreigners can come. But the reality is that even without the PAP in 2025, the number of foreigners was still small. Some of writers and thinkers from the state have started asking a difficult question. Why are we so obsessed with foreign tourists? Now let us know, why is the central government hesitating? The Ministry of Home Affairs has genuine concerns. The border. Nagaland's border with Myanmar is 215 kilometers long. It is a long distance to guard, and it's not a hard border with fences everywhere. In many places, it's just jungle. Next, history. There is a history of insurgent groups using these routes. The government does not want a repeat of the past. Third, neighbors. The situation in Manipur, right next door, is unstable. The government is worried that relaxing rules here might create problems for the whole region. FMR. The free movement regime was recently tightened because they worry about arms trafficking. So, from Delhi's perspective, they are responsible for the security of the entire country. They have to think about the worst case scenario. The bottom line, why this matters to us. But let us bring this down to the ground level. Forget Delhi politics for a moment. What does this mean for any ordinary Naga? When a tourist comes to Nagaland, they do not just take pictures. They stay in homestays run by aunties and uncles, eat at local restaurants and food stalls, buy handicrafts from Nagaland's weavers, hire taxi drivers, pay Naga youths to be guides. During the Hornbill Festival, thousands of temporary jobs are created. Women's self-help groups sell their products. Farmers sell their produces. If tourists stop coming because their permit process is too difficult, who suffers? Not the politicians in Delhi. The taxi drivers, the weavers, the homestay owner loses their income. Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nipiryo, has said this clearly. Tourism is one of the few sectors providing jobs in a state with very little industry. For decades, Nagaland remained cut off because of conflict. Now that peace has come, Nagaland wants to move forward. The PAP is holding Nagaland back. Now what happens next? So where do we stand today? The demand to remove the PAP is not new, but the current push is the strongest yet. The state government has the full backing of its cabinet. They have met the Home Minister personally. They have received an assurance, but an assurance is not a decision. The PAP remains in place as we speak. The debate over the protected area permit is clearly more than just paperwork. For the Nagaland government, it is about economic growth, tourism, and greater engagement with the world. For the centre, it remains a matter linked to national security and border management. Both sides have presented their concerns. Both have responsibilities, one towards development and the other safeguarding the nation. As discussions continue between Kohima and New Delhi, the final decision will likely require a careful balance between opportunity and security. For now, the PAP remains in place, but the conversation is far from over. We will continue to track every development and bring you updates as they happen. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.